Hello guys and welcome to another tutorial on cloth simulation. And in this one we're going to talk about how to utilize Unreal Engine as clothing system to simulate clothing, right? Of course for the game. And we're going to particularly talk about how we can apply clothing simulation on a complicated system like this one. You can see, well, it's not just two layer of geometry. You have a bunch of balls and stuff on the model, right? This is like a simple example. So, but you can see the idea here, right? So this is complicated, right? Now to be able to paint the weighting for those things for clothing would be difficult. So I want to talk about how we can use a proxy to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is to go create a proxy model. It can be any model as long as the shape looks similar. So I'm going to go for like a cylindrical shape, make it big, and then maybe drag it up. And then I'm going to go give it some subdivision levels on the head and maybe a little bit more on the axis as well. So 36, right? Don't need anything, Oh. For the caps, I'm going to go delete that and then do some quick modeling to make it looks like the model. What did I do? To make it looks like the actual model we're trying to simulate. So something like that. Again, it doesn't have to be too precise, just something similar. Okay, so I'm gonna make it smaller and maybe this way, right? Just a proxy model. Okay, now we're gonna grab this model, do a freeze transformation and bend it to the joints as well. So we'll do a skin, bend skin. All right, and you can see there's some animation. They're all working kind of like a similar way, right? Okay, so let's get this thing out. Oh, of course, also, those two are assigned with different materials. Just to demonstrate that you can do it this way. It would be so much easier if those two are using the same material. But in this case, we have two different materials, just to show you that it is possible to do that. Now this one, of course, will have its own material, so I'm going to give it a new material. And this is our proxy model, so eventually we'll have it. So I'm going to give it a new material and then say, okay, oops, forget to, I think I deleted the history, so let me do that again. Skin, bend skin. Yeah, anyway, so this model will have a material named proxy, cloth sim, skirt sim, maybe. Proxy, right? Okay, now you can see this one is called clothing front and clothing back, right? That's the green and the purple one. Now this one, let's just give it a different color. Maybe it's so that it's easier for us to see. Red is, oops, red is the one. That's our proxy model. Okay, now that's enough. So we're gonna go grab our models and then go for File, Export, Game Exporter. That'll be fun. And then I'm gonna put it into this test folder. It's this one. And then test 03 maybe. And that should be it. I'm gonna go ahead and export that. And animation wise, I'm gonna go, I'm exporting out, but it should be fine. I don't have anything else, but you should use export selected. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna go add a clip, test N. Okay, and then pass again will be in the same pass. Should be fine here. Test animation. Okay, that should be it. Okay, export that. Okay, that's cool. So now I'm gonna go back to Unreal Engine. I need to go grab my stuff. Test 03, drag it over, and then do whatever you need to do here. If you have the blend shapes, make sure that you in the mesh section you check on import morph targets. Animation, we don't have anything. Actually, we do have something here, but let's just import it for now, just without animation. Right, that's the model here. And then also I'm gonna go import the animation as a different asset. Right, so this is gonna be, we don't have to import mesh anymore. Animation, yeah, all good. Okay, so we have this animation as well. Let me double click to open the persona here. Alrighty. Okay, so now we want to simulate the clothing. Okay, so let me go pause this. Okay, put it in here. So I'm gonna go to the mesh section. Of course, save everything. Save that too. So in the mesh, I'm gonna go grab this guy. Our proxy model, we have to turn on section selection, of course. Grab that, right click, and then create clothing data. We can call this guy proxy 01. Okay, and then create. Oh, Unreal have its own numbering there, so we probably can just name it proxy or something. Okay, all right. So when that is created, we can now start to pin it. So I'm gonna go grab that and go to pinned. Grab this guy, and also I can go on here and choose isolate, so we can just see that. Now I'm only worrying about its effect on the back. I'm gonna use this one to drive the back, right? The green one on the back. Sorry, the purple one. Right. So I'm gonna go to the painting and use to brush. That should be fun actually. So I'm gonna paint it over here. I don't need to really worry about what's happening to that particular area, so I don't even have to worry about what's going on in the front. And then when that is done, I can go maybe paint a bit more here, go to smoothing and smooth that out to the top. Okay, that should be enough because it doesn't really reach here anyways. I'm gonna go turn that off and save it. Okay, all right. Now if we test this now in the clothing part and use the when strings, you can see nothing happens because this is a created proxy clothing data, but no one is using it. To make any sections that you have to use it, you just have to go to the clothing part and choose it here. So if I want my red one to do it, I can choose that. You can see now it's doing that. Okay, and also my physics asset is crazy, so I'm gonna go grab all these non-necessary things and delete that, get this one, and then just get it, maybe do this. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything too fancy. Scale it, make it smaller, I guess. Save that, back here to our mesh. I wanna test it with some wind. I guess you have to reopen it to make it update. Let me close that and then reopen it. You can see it's already working, right? You can see it's, of course, that's only the red one that's doing the job. Of course, this is our proxy, right? We don't want the red one to do anything. We want the red one to drive the purple one. Now here's the trick. Instead of using the red one to read that data, I'm gonna say none here. I'm gonna use the purple one to read that data. Now you can see the purple one is actually the one that's using those painted weighting. It's gonna use a proxy way of saying or sampling the weighting you paint over here to the purple one. So if we now go to clothing and drag the wind, you can see it's not the same model. It's using that part of a weighting to do that, right? So that way it's easier for you to manage. Okay, all right. Now question is, I want to also apply that to the green one. Okay. The problem is, if you go here and choose green one here to use to ask the green one to use the same proxy, Unreal will give you a warning, or basically an arrow which says fail to bend clothing on the lower right corner. That's not good. So I don't know why you can't do that. I think you should be able to do that, but you can't. So then the answer will be you need to create another one. So you right click here again and then create another one. You can call this again proxy _02. I like to use my own numbering. I don't really worry about what's going on there, so I'm going to choose that. And now that's a new one. And again, I need to paint this one now. Let me isolate it one more time. Or right one, right? I'm going to paint the front. It's still going to be similar amount of work. You just paint different areas with multiple proxy data, clothing data here. So I'm going to choose again smoothing here and just smooth that out. You got the idea here, right? Now we have a new one. And save that, turn that off. Now we can tell the yellow, the green one to use the proxy 02. Okay, let me turn off isolate. You can see now both of those things are reading the weighting from this proxy one. And of course, eventually we want to hide the red one. So we'll right click on the red and then say disable. That will make it hide. You can see now everything is reading from the red model, which is our proxy model, but they're simulating properly, right? That's the basic idea here, to use a proxy model to drive the weighting of auto closing. Yeah, and that's going to be everything about this tutorial, right? Quite simple. But again, I wish there's a way you can say right click and duplicate. That would be great. That way I don't have to paint everything again. I can paint everything in one model and duplicate it over. I don't know why it's not available. Or if you know how to do that, right, please let me know. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.